So tonight we have some special guests, and some of these members are not new to the auditorium. I'm not sure who's going to take the first lead. I see Tom Rothfuss, Dick Hammond, I see Sue Four, and some members of our staff. But Mr. Rothfuss, always a pleasure, and you've got the floor, sir.
My name is Tom Rothfuss. I live at 1444 Shoecraft Road. I was asked to be here tonight to represent the organizing committee for the Penfield Heritage Festival that was held on October 16th as part of our year-long bicentennial celebration. We first discussed the festival about a year ago and decided to give it an agricultural theme and try to go back to a time when 3/4 of Americans lived on farms. Penfield has a rich agricultural history and traces its roots to its rich farmland and fast-moving waterways. There are a lot of people I'd like to thank for contributing to the success of the Heritage Festival, but for fear of leaving someone out, I'm going to thank some of the organizations that not only worked on the festival, but who gave so much of their time every day to make this such a great community. First of all, I'd like to thank the Penfield Town Board, Penfield Parks and Recreation Department, and the Highway Department for the use of Rothfuss Park and for the support that they provided. I would also like to thank the Friends of the Penfield Public Library, Dayton's Corners School, the Penfield Heritage Association, George Eastman House, the Corbett's Glen Preservation Group, the Penfield Community Victory Garden, the Monroe County Sheriff's Mounted Patrol, East Penfield Baptist Church, the Penfield Bicentennial Committee, Spring Valley Greenhouses, Home Depot, Beyond Hardware, Honey Locust Farms, the Boy Scouts of the Seneca Waterways Council. You might know Scouting is celebrating its 100th birthday this year, and Penfield has been involved in most of them. Unfortunately, there was a huge council camporee that weekend, and most of the Penfield Scouts were involved with, and I'd like to thank the adult leaders that participated. I'd also like to thank the High Hopes Barbershop Quartet, the Copycat Square Dance Club, always looking for new members, the Penfield High School Bicentennial Club, Girl Scout Troop 609, unbelievable the help that they gave us, the East Penfield Homeowners Association for the many volunteers who stepped forward, and I'd also like to thank Schutz, Apple Mill, Bowman's Farm Market, and Gentle's Farm Market, and all the Penfield farm families, including Woodwards, the Hammonds, and the Bramans, for all the contributions that they provided. I would especially like to thank the Penfield Volunteer Fire Company and the Penfield Volunteer Ambulance Corps. Our family experienced two pretty devastating fires back in the 60s, one of them taking place on the site of the Heritage Festival. And if it weren't for the fire company preventing them from being total losses, I can't imagine how our lives would have been changed. It was great to have them bring their equipment back under a more positive note. When it comes a time for all good men and women to come to the aid of their neighbors, no one does it like the fire company and the ambulance. I said earlier that I wasn't going to mention individuals by name, but I lied. I'd like to thank two adopted members of the farm families of Penfield, Lynanne Conroy of the Rec Department and Sue Four, our fearless leader, for putting maybe hundreds of ideas together and making them a reality. Obviously, the face of Penfield agriculture has changed drastically in the last 200 years, even in the past 50 years. But this is such a great community. Many people have built their homes on land that used to be farmed, and except for around the 4th of July, you don't see much farm equipment passing through the Four Corners anymore. Our heritage, however, will never change. Tonight, we would like to recognize the contribution of the Penfield Local History Room for keeping our past alive. Money was raised through the sale of cider and donuts, pumpkins, raffle tickets, and some wooden toys expertly crafted by Don Nelson Aska and his band of merry toy makers upstairs in Terry's barn. For working so hard to provide present and future generations with a strong sense of their hometown roots, literally and figuratively, we would like to present them with this check, proceeds from the Heritage Festival. Kathy? The farm families of Penfield and the participating organizations raised $643 at the Penfield Heritage Festival, and we'd like to donate this to the Penfield Local History Room to use as ever you feel the need.
On behalf of the local history room staff, advisory committee, the students and the researchers that use our facility, I'd like to say thank you very much. We'll put it to good use. And I want to add my 2 cents. The Heritage Festival was a wonderful day.
Well,
Right down to the weather. You guys planned everything perfectly.
You were a big part of that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
I will make just a couple of comments. Certainly, I know you attempted, Tom, to capture everyone that participated, but certainly Terry Rothfuss, Dick Hammond, a number of others who really had a lot of passion about this, that really poured their hearts and souls into this. Thank you on behalf of the town for the wonderful gift of the Rothfuss Park that we have. We've said it before, and we'll continue to say it, that that is a true diamond, a jewel within the Penfield community, and all you have to do is go by that any time of the day, any day of the week until snow flies, and then even when snow flies, you still have a lot of people out walking their pets and trying to use that park and what have you. So we appreciate certainly the Rothfuss family for that gift of that property, and we look forward to many more generations having the opportunity to use that, and certainly to all the farm families for all their hard work. And as Sue Fuller and I have spoke a couple of times, certainly Sue, in her previous life that she and I shared a little bit of, that she's got those organization skills and stick to it and keep people on track and what have you. So special thanks to all the farm families, and Lynn Ann for you and your team that made this such a great success. So again, congratulations, and we appreciate it.
Tony, can I say one thing, though? Because,
Absolutely.
I sat there with them at Don's Pub when we had lunch a year ago, and, you guys are a little nervous getting this all together, and you just got to be so proud of yourself because it so came together. I know Sue wasn't a part of it at the very beginning and held you all together as time went on, but, when I think about how we started and where you went with this and the community coming together, it is so impressive, and it was a great conclusion to the bicentennial, because it really struck what Penfield was in the 1800s and what many of you still do it for a living. And I think it was so important for the community to see this and understand it, and for all of you to participate in it and be so enthusiastic. I thank you.
Yeah, I
I'm
just
very
want
proud
to
of
add,
all of
Tom,
you
when I was manning the beanbag toss right next to you at the ice cream station there, it was just wonderful to see our kids learning how hard life was back then, how hard life is on a farm, and how my parents and grandparents and certainly those who came before you, how hard it was to sustain yourself. And many kids learned that nowadays it's a lot easier to get ice cream than it was a long time ago, shaking the ice until you got ice cream. So I had enjoyed watching that, and thank you so much for putting so much time into that.
Well, we appreciate your help also.
Good. Glad we could assist. And I'll just close and say, Dick Hammond, you and I still have a date for a horseshoe pitching contest for a cup of coffee or a beverage of your choice. Okay, very good. Thank you.